My name is Jane Schmauss. I'm with the California Surf Museum. You're here, you're a guest at our grand opening here at the Oceanside Pier. It's very exciting. We're very excited to be here at Oceanside. The community has made a major investment in us, and we hope to live up to their expectations and desires. Oceanside has a wonderful, wonderful surf history. As we began to start cleaning this place and building and gathering our displays, we realized how many of Oceanside's newspaper people, council people, past mayors, redevelopment people are surfers or body surfers or have used the ocean as another home. They're all coming out from the woodwork. We're amazed, and stories are happening to us daily almost, and we hope to put that all on display here. We were very fortunate to have contact with Jim Keenan and Jim Watkins, who are I believe they're the major developers of this particular property and the blocks adjacent. They knew we were looking for a surfing museum permanent home. We had been in touch with them for the last 2, 3, 4 years, and they finally said, well, here's an old building right here by the pier. Why don't you guys move in there? And we were just ecstatic. We were beside ourselves. We've had volunteers come from out of the woodwork, from the local surf clubs, from guys just walking in up off the beach. They've cleaned this place. They took all the trash out, swept the yard, painted, hammered, sawed, lifted. They've just done a fantastic, fantastic job. We're really proud of them.
I think it's the greatest thing since the La Brea tar pits. I never thought I'd see anything like this. There's people, I met a guy that didn't grow up with, but knows my father and surfed heavy redwoods in the 30s. And there are such boards inside, and you look at them and they don't even look like surfboards by the standards that we've learned to accept. And it's about time. And I think it's the greatest thing since the La Brea tar pits. This is Jeannette Schumacher of the Surfing Schumacher family. Jeannette is well, what do you think, Jeannette?
What am I? I think that the collection of surf articles they have in here are incredible. They have so many things. There's so much to look at. Some of the museums you see around have maybe a few where you can walk through real quick, but this one you can spend a lot of time in here. They have a lot of really neat things. What do you think, Craig?
I'm Craig Schumacher, and we had a chance to walk through the museum, and what I was impressed with, aside from the fact that you've got some beautiful old boards, some real heritage there, is that there's a whole contingent of Oceanside people who are participating in the sport, who have memorabilia in there as well. So it's a great to go in and view not only present day surfing as is being made as far as history is concerned, but the past, where we've come from with, like Chris said, the redwood boards, the balsa boards, and the innovation of foam and fiberglass. It's really, really beautiful.
Hi, I'm Rick Walker. I'm the Vice President of the Oceanside Longboard Club. This is my wife, Suzanne, and we're here today with a famous surfer, world-known, just happens to be from Oceanside, LJ Little John Richards. So LJ, how long have you been surfing here in Oceanside?
Well, I started in 1954, periodically ever since then. I grew up my high school years here, and then I moved to Carlsbad. But I've surfed here almost all my life.
Well, we've both had the privilege of knowing LJ for quite a few years, and he's a real inspiration around here. Can you fill us in a few of your highlights of your surfing career?
Well, it first started in Malibu, I guess, in 1963. I finished third. Then I actually won the U.S. Championships in Huntington Beach in 1963, and second in Oceanside Invitational, U.S. Invitational, and won numerous events since then, and just finished first in the 50 and over here at Oceanside this last month.
My name is Leroy Grannis. I have been surfing for 60 years. I started in 1931 at Hermosa Beach. I had to wait till I was 14 years old because the boards were so heavy I couldn't lift them at that time. So if I were beginning now, I would probably start around 7 or 8 years old. This is a picture of me taken in 1940 along with Tom Blake, a legendary old-time surfer. We're gathered here at the new Surf Museum at Oceanside, which is opening tonight. This is a great event for San Diego County because it's a gathering place for all the old surfers and a chance to give the young kids a look at how we had to do it in the old days.
Hi, I'm Dave Hanson, and this is Rachel Hanson, Liz Colehap, and Ivar Hanson. And we're just so glad to have the Surf Museum here in Oceanside. For a long time, a lot of this stuff was in grandma's and grandpa's garages and getting lost or cut up for firewood because everybody moved away from home, and now it's got a place for it to be looked at and remembered from the past. And it's good for the young surfers to see where their sport came from and how old it is, really. And we're just all glad to have it here in Oceanside. In fact, young Rachel here has a lot of the old surf stars on her back here, and got Leroy Grannis and Donald Takayama and Rabbit K. Kai. So there's an interest in surfing history, and this is one of 3 museums on the West Coast here.
My name is John Salas, last year's NSSA amateur champion. This is Syd Takayama, Donald Takayama's wife. We're here at the Oceanside Surf Museum, and I think it's great that they put it here since I live nearby.
Basically, what we've done here is a lot of work to do this, basically, yeah. And before, this used to be your basic bar, a bunch of weirdos coming in here, but we've managed to salvage it and turn it into a surf museum. As you can tell here, we have a nice, good-looking chick on a surfboard. What do you say we go through it?
I think it's really neat to have the Oceanside area here, and especially right next to the ocean. I think the two complement each other, the history of surfing next to the ocean. I think it's a good parallel, so I'm happy for it to be here.
What do you think about the museum now that it's open, huh?
Well, besides the bright orange carpet, which makes it nostalgic in its own way, like an old antique hotel down in Coronado Beach. But anyway, I think the museum's turned out really nice, and everybody that donated all the displays and stuff put a lot into it, and the car that makes it also, and I think they did a real nice job.
I think it's wonderful. It's about time that they had a place to put everything together like this, and I hope that a lot of the other museums up in Huntington Beach and Santa Cruz maybe can get together and kind of switch exhibits around, and I think it'll be really interesting and good for the public.